Ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Martins Dixon. Nigeria's largest opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, wants President Goodluck Jonathan to hand over former Borno State Governor Modu Sharif and the former Chief of Army Staff Azubi aka Hejirika to the International Criminal Court for investigation and prosecution. This, according to the party, is after they have been identified as sponsors of Boko Haram by an Australian negotiator, Stephen Davis. Party chairman John Odige Oyegun said at a news conference in Abuja that only the ICC can properly try the duo since the president is not willing to act on the Australians' claims.
Now that the cat has been let out of the bag and the real sponsors of Boko Haram have been exposed, we hope President Jonathan will summon the courage today to do what is right. Hand over the identified Boko Haram sponsors to the International Criminal Court for investigation and prosecution. There's no doubt that Boko Haram has committed crimes against humanity in its scorched earth campaign against unarmed citizens. And the most appropriate body to investigate and try the sex sponsors is the ICC. In view of the fact that the alleged Boko Haram sponsors are either members of the ruling party or friends of the president, it is clear that the PDP-led federal government is unwilling and unable to try them. Hence, we are making this call. We want to assure our fellow compatriots, all Nigerians, that they can rest assured that the APC will not allow this issue to be swept under the carpet, as seems to have been happening to our 200+ daughters and sisters who have been for months now under captivity.
The Boko Haram menace in Nigeria has remained a major issue affecting the entire nation. The latest was the attack launched on Bama in Borno State, which was reportedly repelled by the army. Speaking on our flagship program, Core Digest, legal practitioner Tunde Kolawole says corruption in the military has been a major hindrance of effort at curbing the rising insurgency.
Take the recruitment into the Nigerian army, for example. Before you can get to the Nigerian army today, you will require either to have a letter from one general, from one emir, from one police commissioner or IG or police. So if people go into the army with that kind of background, not that they want to make army an vocation, not that they are convinced that is a place to be, but because they simply wanted a job and they think the army is a place you get your regular salary, because they have connections in the high places and other, they get in there. When they get into those places and other, I'm sorry to say, these are not people who might be able to deliver on the challenges that the army require.
Public affairs analyst Bola Oba revealed that the Nigerian military has been in the forefront of the battle against the insurgents.
One who believes, either foolishly or whichever way anybody looks at it, I'm one who believes that given the contemporary antecedents of Nigerian soldiers, these boys are heroes. They are fantastic fighters. And I'm not saying it because I just want to sound very patriotic or very eulogistic to our servicemen. The commendations they get from international services they give to United Nations are indicative enough that our boys are not cowards.
The president of Women Arise Initiative, Joe Odumakin, has expressed concern over the inability of the federal government to rescue the abducted Chibok schoolgirls. Odumakin, who described the development as a shame on the country's often vaunted military capability, assured the mothers of the girls and the entire Chibok community to remain hopeful that she and others in the campaign to bring back the girls will do all that is necessary to ensure that they return safely to their families.
I just want us to realize that the rescue is a collective responsibility of all of us. We must do all we can. No, we can never forget those girls. They are today, they are tomorrow. They are our heroine. We can never, ever forget them. And that is why spending one day with the terrorists is like spending 1,000 years. Governments, people, all of us must do all we can to rescue those girls. The terrorists are mother sleep. I've not slept since the day those girls have been taken. And until they are rescued, I can never sleep. So girls, wherever you are, it's about 135 days now. We are with you in solidarity. No, never. We can never lose you to terrorists. And terrorists, wherever you are, they should realize that women brought them to this world. And with that girls that they have taken, they wouldn't have been brought forth to this world. Please, they must release those girls. And as we all join forces together, that rescue is important, it's paramount. The girls must be rescued now.
National leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, has finally responded to allegations made against him by a former chieftain of the party, Tommy Kimi. The one-time head of the merger committee of the legacy parties had, while quitting APC, claimed that Tinubu sealed a deal with the petroleum minister, Diezani Alisa Madueke, on the eve of the party's national convention. He also accused the party's national leader of installing a stooge as national chairman. But in a one-page statement made available to journalists, the former Lagos State governor described the claims as an absolute falsehood and insisted that he was not a party to the Owando-Konako-Phillips transaction. Tinubu argued that it was a private sale of assets, not a government patronage between two companies which he had no interest in. He also noted that Owando had been investigated by the South African authorities and no link has been made to any politically exposed person. On allegations of selling out Nuhu Ribadu, the former presidential candidate of the defunct Action Congress of Nigeria, the APC leader wondered how he could have told hundreds of thousands of people not to vote for the party without it being a public knowledge. He, however, dropped a hint on why Ikimi was not backed for the party's chairmanship, and he noted that he was never seriously committed to APC. Tinubu accused Ikimi of playing out a PDP script all along. Recognizing the role of information in enlightening the people, the All Progressives Congress has charged all its publicity secretaries across the Federation to furnish the electorate with vital knowledge of government operations hidden from the public glare. Oluwaseyi Adegoke has details of the APC State Publicity Secretaries Summit in this report presented from our studios.
The All Progressives Congress, no doubt, is the major opposition party in Nigeria, and so whenever the party gathers its leaders, attentions are always drawn to such meetings. The summit of all the state publicity secretaries of the party is not an exception. The high and the mighty from across the country gathered here at Ikeja, Lagos, GRA for the meeting. The theme of the summit is repositioning for change. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Lagos, Henry Ajomale, says the party secretaries must be alert and ready to serve the people at all times.
The engine oil that is used to grease the party, and the more you are able to be vocal and focused and be able to be courageous enough to point out the ills of this PDP in your various states. Whatever they have been doing since 1999 in this country has not pushed this country forward. Rather, it's bringing us back.
The APC Publicity Secretary in Lagos, Joe Igbokwe, says the party must bring out a synergy that will break the stronghold of the ruling PDP in no distant future.
I join you to seize the great opportunity this meeting offers all of us to re-energize our strength, renew our focus, and that of the progressive Nigerians, to break from this stronghold of corrupt, inept, and clueless government. I want to let you know that it takes a lot of effort and determination to break the stronghold of corrupt party and a government that has looted the common patrimony of Nigerians for the past 15 years.
In the same vein, Lateef Raji, representative of the National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Lahi Mohammed, stressed the party's readiness to inform the people about the workings of the government which the ruling party ordinarily would want hidden from the people.
Positioning our party for change, what we need to do is to have a seamless dissemination of information. The PDP for 16 years cannot point to a manifesto and give us a published manifesto of their party for the past 15 years. But we have a manifesto, and like I said, that is what represents us.
The All Progressives Congress has described this gathering as one of the strategic summits designed to break the stronghold of the ruling party, which, in their opinion, has swallowed down the pace of development in the
Ahead of the 2015 deadline by the National Broadcasting Commission to implement the new Broadcasting Act that will strictly govern the transmission and reception of television signals in the post-digital era, the Sokoto State Commissioner for Information, Benladi Baku, has encouraged all media owners and content providers to take this as a step in the right direction for the Nigerian media. He explains the feasibility of the project.
Digitization started as far back as 2001. The issues were discussed at the ITU conference in Geneva and at so many other ITU conferences. And so many other countries have gotten to that level. We are just catching up now. There are countries that have been digitized since about 2006, 2007. We are just arriving at that point now. But really and truly, we can do it, and I think we're on course to do it. The National Broadcasting Commission has set out the guidelines. The federal government set up a team of technocrats called the Digi Team, and I think they have set out the standards. What they've done also is to set up the platforms, the signal distributor. The signal distributor, NTA will carry one platform, and I think another platform has just been approved. I think it's Pinnacle. Then probably there will be a third platform. Now every broadcaster is supposed to piggyback on each one of those platforms for you to get your footprints onto the particular locality where you are. And I think so far so good. I envisage that most of the stations in the state governments and federal government circles will piggyback on the NTA platform, which is Star Times. And I think others that can piggyback on Pinnacle will be most of the private. Although I know that the private and concerns and media are trying to look for another platform apart from Pinnacle. But I think there are two that are registered now, and probably a third one, so that you can have a choice of what to put your... You don't need transmitters, you don't need to bother about transmission, you just go ahead and produce content. And the truth of the matter is that the rest of the world had done that long time ago. The broadcast houses should just concern themselves with content. Transmission is another ball game completely. Another set of bodies will take care of transmission. The way it is with power. Power, you have generation, you have transmission, you have distribution, all of that. So now, broadcast houses will concern themselves with production of content, and the transmission will be left to the signal distributors. Where here, I think there are 3 platforms: the NTA Star Times platform, Pinnacle platform, and probably one more that will be added.
You're watching CoreTV News on the Hour. We'll take a break and we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Now that more than 3 medical personnel have died from Ebola virus, health workers have been undergoing training on the best way to tackle the disease. The one-day session, which is facilitated by the Medical and Health Workers Union, is meant to equip those who will eventually pass down the knowledge to other health workers. The union also wants the authorities to ensure that health workers are well protected to curtail further spread of the disease.
These are health workers. They have come from across the country to be trained on new ways of handling the treatment of the deadly Ebola virus. Some of them are from states yet to be affected by the virus, but they are here to take part in the training to prepare them for the unknown. Some participants say the training on handling the spread of the virus is timely.
Honestly, this workshop couldn't have come at a better time than now, because like you have known, Ebola is not only an international emergency, but also an emergency here in Nigeria. And protective issues have to be put in place so that the spread of the virus can be curtailed. So this workshop is particularly designed to equip health workers on how to prevent the spread of the deadly disease.
Yes, actually, it is a timely one, because even when we are now in the scare of Ebola in my state, all of you are aware that somebody escaped from Lagos and imported the disease into River State, and right now the government is trying to manage it. So this workshop wouldn't have been more timely than this. Now we have come to learn how the disease can be managed, prevented, and even controlled amongst the healthcare delivery professionals, because we are the first contact. And so if we have a first-hand knowledge of how we can protect, I think it will go a long way to prevent the further spread of this deadly virus.
For this health worker, providing health insurance will enhance healthcare service delivery in the country.
There should be sufficient, insurance. Insurance when you know that if peradventure in the course of rendering services and you are affected or something unwholesome happen to you, that your family will be protected. You'll be all up there, to give services without, not minding the interest of the federation. I mean, what I can call the interest of the federation will be at your, you have it at your heart. We think that government should provide, really robust insurance that will give the health workers, what it takes to go out there and render the services for the nation.
As the medical workers chart a course forward to contain the Ebola virus, they want the authorities to employ more health care workers. But they also insist that nothing is too much to be done to win the war against the virus.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has directed all vehicles plying roads within the FCT to undergo a computerized vehicle test. To this end, vehicle inspection officers held a rally in Abuja to sanitize motorists. Spokesman for the Directorate of Road Traffic Services says the test includes roadworthiness checks.
We don't realize that nothing for this life when they kill human being pass road traffic accident. Me and you say most mechanics will get, not be all of them sabi work. Now trial and error in the do. When you bring your motor come and computerized vehicle testing center, I go later give you the address. If you carry your motor go there, your motor go do all the necessary tests. They go know how well your engine there. They go know how you break the catch. Everything will concern your motor, computer go talk about. If your motor get problem, they go write am for paper, give you. They go type the problem for paper, print and give you for hand. Now you go carry that list now, come go meet your mechanic. Your mechanic go now see all the problem where they with the motor. You understand me? And your mechanic go look and come do the work for your motor. After mechanic don't service your motor finish, you must carry the motor again back to that computerized vehicle testing center. This time, no money is involved.
The Lagos chapter of the All Progressives Congress has given taxi support to the state government's regulation restricting movement of commercial motorcyclists, popularly called Okada riders, to some particular roads. Anita Fatunji has more in this report.
In line with the 2012 Lagos State Road Traffic Law, which restricted commercial motorcyclists from plying major highways and bridges, The state government says it does not have the intention to reverse the law now or in the near future. State chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Henry Ajomale, says due to the restriction, the rate of accidents caused by motorcycles has reduced immensely.
Life of a single person in Lagos is very, very important to us. You will see the difference before the restriction of Okada in Lagos State and after. We have given statistics here to show clearly that it's almost zero accident by through Okada. And we have quoted some newspapers who have shown that accident has reduced by 80%, 85% on our roads. And as a party, we cannot be indifferent to the life of our people. They are the one voting for us. The life of one single person in Lagos is very critical to us.
He said efforts has been made to ensure the LASMA officials comply with road assigned to them.
We too have reported to the governor before arbitrary arrest, unfounded ticket issuing and other things. These are things that we told the governor that we have our people now in all the local government and in all the world, that we monitor the LASMA officials this time around to ensure that they comply with the role that are assigned to them, not to go beyond that.
Ajomale appealed that the law should be allowed to stay the way it is, as it was made to protect public interests. Anita Fatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
You're watching CoreTV News on the Hour. We'll be back shortly after this break. Stay with us.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
They gave me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of our own state and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly, and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on CoreTV News.
Welcome back. Faced with increased pressure from the Houthi rebels and a deepening political crisis, President Abdurrahman Mansour Hadi has agreed to go ahead with the initiative to form a new national unity government in Yemen. The initiative comes after Zaidi Shiite rebel leader Abdul Malik al-Houthi urged supporters to press on with the campaign in Sana'a to oust the president. Zaidi fighters have been camped around the capital for the past 2 weeks and held protests almost throughout August to push for the government's resignation, accusing it of corruption. The rebel spokesman, Mohammed Abdul Salam, dismissed the initiative as an attempt to skirt around the demands of the Yemeni people, writing on his Facebook page that the rebels do not agree to it. The rebel leader has yet to officially respond, though a committee organizing rebel sit-ins in the capital called for protest against the initiative. And that's all we can take on this hour. Join us on top of the hour for more in-depth news and reports. I am Martin Dixon. You have a good afternoon.